Give me one good reason why someone that have been following my video should be failing in such a clear entry point like this. Show me one reason why some of you will make such a huge mistake even after stating out those things. Some say it's fake, some say it's not true, some say it's trash, some talk and say a lot of things, but the truth remains that what has failed in so many's hand has helped others to climb. Another truth remains that the same thing you call the trash has fed so many people that some people who has been losing forex trading all this while is now making money on forex trading. So that is how life is. What works for others may not work for you. So please, in this video, I want to state it clearly how you can possibly identify entry point and say to yourself, with this I am good to go. I'm going to be marking some areas, some of the few things that will help you. In fact, it's not going to be a kind of this thing, it's going to be clear to you. Now, when you set your eyes on forex trading and you'll be asking yourself, what actually is going on? Am I really into this thing, or did I have to bring someone into this place? So with that, you'll be confused. Now take note of these few things using your candlestick pattern. And this one is crash 300, and you know one thing about crash 300, it has been a bump, it has been a kind of challenge to so many to make money on forex trading. Now watch out and see how I'm going to show you these simple things. What are those things and how do they function? Have you come in contact with a candle like this? When that happened, what next? Have you come in contact with a candle like this and something like this? You know, when you have something that looks like this, now you discover that this thing is now a weak candle and this one is also a weak candle, showing that the strength of the market should push down to this aspect. Then why this market still pushed down to this place? What happened? Why did it went up like this and allow the market to come up to this stage before pulling down? These are some of the things that once you set your eyes on them, it will help you to identify some errors that have affected so many people in the forex trade and make them to lose so much money. Now, if you see a market like this, if you see a candle like this in your 1 hour time frame, now remember that it was the same hour that make this candle so long like this that make this particular candle to be as small as this. Likewise, this one. You know, so but these things you are seeing have a significant meanings. When you see this type of candle, watch out. This candle is not alone. Watch something like this here, and once you see that, the journey take off from there and get to this point and try to retrace to this very point. Now, when you see such a thing in your market, which most times you may not be able to see it because that is not what you are thinking of. How can I use this thing? How can I say? But the same thing that you ignore to monitor today is the reason this market is pushing up like this, because it was the height of this thing that this market is watching to, like this one, like this one. You see, possibly when it gets to this very point, it will pull back. So there is no need for us to think as if it's nothing, but when we know too well that it is something, every move from the candle shows us a sign of the next. So what happened in the past, the backtesting the market gives you the clip of what the market looks like in the present time and help you to understand what you are going to do in the market. Now look at this thing, because it is very important we pick out those things. Look at what happened here. That is one thing you must get clear here. Here, the market moved from here. This market one, this very one here, pushed and it formed a direction like this. So meaning that like this one will cause a lot of people pains, thinking that the market have reversed. So each time you are thinking of placing a trade, please, first thing you should think of, mostly when you have done other analysis and you are sure that it's now time for me to buy or it's now time for me to sell, ask yourself, what is the nature of the previous candle? With this, what next is boom, like this. Now, when you see such a thing in your market, which most times you may not be able to see it because that is not what you are thinking of. How can I say? But the same thing that you ignore to monitor today is the reason this market is pushing up like this, because it was the same hour that make this candle so long like this that make this particular candle to be as small as this. You know, so when you see such a thing in your market, watch out. This candle is not alone. Watch something like this. So when you have something like this, is there any reason to believe that the same market that pushed down to this extent can still come up like this? The answer is yes, because when you study about candlestick pattern, it helps you to understand the meaning of this particular candle. You know, it helps you to understand it. Now let's step down to our lower time frame for us to get this thing simpler and more easy way. Now let's take the current market in the now as our case study. This candle is moving from this angle now. This candle is moving from this angle. Once you see something like this, stay clear, stay off the market, because the market have a possibility of moving up, because every move points to this angle. So once this thing happen, this is what you get. So what do we decide in this market? Is this market going to pull back here? Now let's put some consideration before we judge very fast. This is where the market is right now, and meaning that as this market is in that direction, so there is a possibility that this market may still push back or close in few minutes from here, close in few minutes and open the next one and come up to this stage like this. So once that happened, the market will start going up because of what we have in the higher time frame. Let me show you this. Please pay attention. From here, this is where the market is. So this market have a possibility of touching here first. So but it will first open, it may pull back as it is down to this place, or it will close that one and open something like this. Then when it gets to, it will start from here and start going up from this angle. Why? Because this is where it's supposed to get the support to move up. This is where it's supposed to get the support to move up. So if that did not happen, that is to say that it will push down and manage to get to this point. Then from this very point or this particular place, the market takes off. You know, so most times when I'm talking like this, it looks as if people don't understand what I'm saying, because I just try to pour out what I know is what I'm doing. So, and one will say this thing, since it does not respond to what they already know, then they find it difficult to grab it. And the funniest thing I've ever seen in this forex trading is that people watch your video, people believe in your strategy, but they want you to teach in a particular way that they have been doing it for years and they are failing. So now that you have been doing this particular thing for years, you are failing, then, and somebody is coming from another angle, I think the right thing for one to do is to pay attention to see if there is anything that one can grab from that particular thing. Everybody has been pointing out a particular move. When it touch here, you enter. When it cross here, you enter. When you see this thing, enter. But someone now come out to show you some of the simple things you can do that will help you to grab the opportunity in the market. Some are saying you are talking trash. Some are saying that we don't understand what you are saying. You know, although I'm not against that, that is part of the market, because criticism is a part of growth. All right. So like what we have here. Do you know that you can use as simple as candlestick to trade? Look at this thing. As simple as this to trade. When you confirm this particular trade, then the next thing you can do is as simple as that. You can also get yourself another moving average like 12. You can also use another moving average like 12 to help you fish out those fake things when you see this confirmation that something is really coming. Then I've also said this thing, that there is one powerful tool you can use that can be of a great help. That is stochastic oscillator. You will say just use the default settings. So for you to see it clearly, you can change this one to this thing, so that you just leave it like this, then you apply it to this thing. So to avoid not being clear, or you don't understand it easier or sort of nature, then you make the levels to be clean. At least you add up something to the levels, at least since we are using white background, you make the levels to be what I should have. Okay, you just make the levels to be seen, you know, just add something like this. That is it. That is it. So you can make the parameters like this red now we're talking about, you can make it to be visible like this. So when are we going to be trading using this particular thing? Like what we have here presently now is crash 300. You don't trade this as long as this thing is not balanced. With this, you are not trading. But with this, you have opportunity of scalping. But since the candle is not responding to it, you stay clear. You know, as simple as that. If you check what is happening here and what we have here, you will see that opportunity of taking advantage to this point is still here. But because of what the market looks like, we will not trade that. So instead of you to do this, then we'll step lower to 5 minutes time frame. When you step low to 5 minutes time frame, you will see a lot of fake candles. I said something in the market earlier. You have this. Once you have this, check this. You will catch your spike. You have this. Once you have this, you have this to scalp. Check out. Check out. Check out. Check out. You know, a lot of things are here for one to enjoy. Come on, come on, come on. Take this thing and see what I'm telling you. You know, look at this. Look at this. It says scalping. Look at this. Look at this. Scalping. You know, as simple as that. So you can scalp for any, in short. Okay. Then for some of you who have small accounts, as low as anything, you don't want to make series of mistakes. You don't want to lose all your trade. This thing is very simple. Look at this one. Look at this one. Look at this one. Look at this one. Opportunity is everywhere. Look at this one. Look at this one. You just take like 5 candles and you're out of the market. Scalping. Just scalping alone. So when you check something like this now, you will discover that this thing is coming down from here. So once you have seen the main chart and you are seeing the market returning, retracing, you don't have to enter because of this one, because you make series of mistakes. And I want to say this, it's not every time you open your trade that you must, it's not every time you open your phone or whatever you're using that you must place your trade. What I'm showing you now is one of the simplest way to do your scalping and also catch spike. Look at this thing. So okay, let's just use the current market and then now to talk about this thing. Now as this market is pointing to this place, then you have seen what is happening here now. So should I place trade now? Should I wait? Allow this thing to count like more 2 candles. If this thing comes up to this place and enter this line, take your candle and stop before this resistance zone. It will be successful. As simple as that. When I mean, look at this one here and check here. And in as much as the market remains in this position, you still have opportunity for catching, for scalping. You know, you still have that opportunity. So it's not something that once you see that the thing have crossed over to this place, I'm not giving that as an advice. I'm not saying once you have seen it has crossed 2080, catch spike. No, I never said that. There are positions you will see it will work. Such places like when you go to higher time frame, when you visit your higher time frame, you see such an opportunity. It is more convenient in trading that. Most times, you should be very, very careful. So like what we have been enjoying, we did not trade this thing because of, we trade this thing because of a breakout. So that is why even in my mentorship class, I keep telling people that a time is coming in your stage, in your age, in your years of experience. There are things you should not think of. You should not trade every candle. When you see candle doing their drama, you stay off the market in case you don't know what to do. But once you are matured enough to handle this thing, you'll be able to follow it clearly and trade the right one. For example, some of us have made huge sum of money with this spike. with this scalping market. So many people have been taking advantage of this. You know, why some other persons have been able to make money with this. You know, since July, the market has been something else. Since June, July, the market has been something else. Some have taken advantage of this. Why some only focus on one candle and they are out of the market for the day. And you know what it means when you are using the smallest lot size in crash 300, when you are using like 50 cents, you know, when you're using like 50 cents and you caught a spike, a spike, when you know that just one good spike in this thing can give you $13. You know, imagine when you are using imagine when you're using this thing in 2 position. You know what that means. So imagine when you caught a single spike in 1 hour time frame and it will land you up to $30-something. You know, it's not a joke. So these are simple things we can do. So bro, should I do this? Yes, you can. Practice this on your demo and you'll find out. So the only challenge this market will have, like I said earlier, is if this particular candle refuses to move up. But from this trend, we'll see, and this sign of the candle, the market have a possibility of going up. The only challenge it's having is this. So once this thing cross over to this place, it's a sign that the market is going up. So confirming a signal point, you know, confirming a signal point in 1 minute time frame. Get that straight. Get that straight. We don't deceive people. So immediately this thing have stepped over to this place now. Look at this thing. Just remaining small for the red to cross over. Once the red steps up now, then you enter. You see, as simple as that. That is how market works. That is how we roll. Nothing else, nothing more. So what is the indicators we are using? The indicators we are using is the first one. Moving average is the first one. We are using the first moving average. We are using the blue line we are using is 5 EMA, 5 EMA, 5 EMA, 5 exponential moving average. All right, 5 exponential moving average. Then the second one we are using is 12, which is this red one, is 12 EMA, 12 exponential. That is what we are using. Remember that there is something you can be adding up to your indicators to help you fish out some kind of move, mostly when you are confused. Use default MACD. Use default MACD. Use default MACD. I say it again. Use default MACD to help yourself fish out some errors in the market. If what you are seeing in MACD is corresponding to what you have, on your main chart or your window 1, it is a very good idea to go with. But if it is not corresponding, then you know that something is wrong with it. Check out what we have here and you will find out that the market is about to make this move. So if this market will make this move, the histogram will change and this one will go up and settle in this place, why this one will cross over here. If you don't have huge accounts, because of this resistance zone, you close before the time. Then once you step into this place, like 4 candles from here, you are out of the market. When it crosses, then you go to your higher time frame. You go to your higher time frame, like 1 hour, to confirm if the candle that is trending in that place still have the momentum to move up. If the trend is still strong, then you place your trade, because from here we can confirm a strong move that led to this particular candle moving. Then you have this target of taking your TP in this place. Then if you care about stop loss, which boom and crash does not respect your stop loss, but you can place it, but eventually maybe your phone went off or anything. So if the market should for any reason go back to this point, then the market should be closing by itself based on the price that the market closed with. My name is GDFX. So in this video, I think I've been able to explain to you how you can do it. You know one thing, most times when people watch my video, they find it difficult to understand it. Why? Because we don't just say things like that. When we talk, please just relax more. relax a little bit and listen to it again. You are looking for something that will push you into your trade. You are looking for something that will force you to go and place trade. So once you see it, that it is that easy, and you rush into it and you start applying it, and it didn't work that way, who will you hold responsible? GDFX or any video or YouTube community? You will hold nobody responsible. You hold yourself responsible, because you wanted quick and easy thing, and that is one thing that helps the world, and also some other things that destroy the world. So I beg you and I encourage you this very minute to stay to what you know that has been working. When you see new strategies like this, when you go through it, make sure you practice it carefully before you place your trade. GDFX so much care and love you. I don't want you to be losing your money. If you are looking for mentorship, GDFX is always available to stand by you and to help you get these things straight.